Thank you so much for coming today, Daniela, to our podcast interview. And before we start today's interview, I would like to introduce you to our people who will be watching our podcasts.
I'm very pleased that you have invited me and that we are friends. And I'm prepared to talk about my little secrets of marriage.
I met Daniela a couple of years ago when we just moved to our new apartment in Lisbon that has those massive windows looking over another balcony. I remember that moment, none of the neighbors had curtains, and I was talking to my family, telling that this couple that living opposite to us definitely met each other very recently, or she's the mistress of him, for sure, because there was so much love between you and Peter. You guys were caressing each other, you were hugging each other. I could see how happy you are to move together to a new place. And I was just sure that you guys, this love is so recent, because I have never witnessed such a strong love bond for someone who has lived on this earth for 80 years, because Peter celebrated his 80th birthday last year. And it caught me by huge surprise when you told me you've been married to Peter for 50 years now. Mm-hmm. So today we will be talking about your marriage with Peter, and my first question is, how did you manage to keep that love and bond so strong for 50 years with Peter?
It's no recipe, but I made mine and I think it has worked. So for me, being married over 50 years now, it was mainly love, care, and not be jealous, but trust and respect. This is my basis. And of course, fall in love. We first fall in love when we saw each other. So this is also an extra ace.
But you for surely had some difficult moments or arguments, like every couple has it, right? Like, how did you manage to overcome, or how do you manage to overcome difficult situation together? Like, because people fight, right?
Okay.
Or get tired of each other. I don't know. Like, what did you do to
So when we have arguments, and we should have arguments, otherwise life is very dull. And one said also in French, you have to put the clock on the time again to see where you are, where you stand, and where you go. So when we have argument, when I was young, it was very quick. Then maybe in the 30s, I was more rebellion, and I was maybe more fighting, because I wanted things also to aim targets in my arguments or in my way of reaching something, or competition. I was not of his opinion, or I did not like this. So I've let know it. And sometimes I've also been very, very angry, him too, luckily. But maybe when it is very high and when it is very down, it's maybe what's clean the whole floor again. And sometimes we have other arguments where I will not say anything, but I have my little idea, and I will just put my touch at the right moment. And I think life is only diplomacy, and at the end what remains is always caring. Because when you care, then you always go back to forgiveness. And I think my biggest quality is I forgive everybody. Not only the people I love, my husband, my friends, but it is time also always to forgive.
In fact, I think when I look at you, you are, for me, a true example of French woman. Such elegant, with very elegant taste, graceful. And Peter next to you, he's very prudent, very German, like very, very straight person, right? And I was also curious, because I know now, right now we live in a global world, right? People from different races, they mix, And you being French, him being German, have you had issues of cultural difference or traditions? Have you experienced maybe at the beginning of your relationship?
Yes, first of all, when I met my husband, Peter, I was not even 21, and he was 27 and a half. So, you know, I count on the house.
Wow.
And we were in love, so we were like kids, happy. Everything was fun, everything was new. And we have had very good luck that Peter has always worked international. And we were asked to go anywhere and everywhere. So it was for me a beautiful opportunity to not only know Germany, but also that he knows France through me and me through him. But when we just started to get married, the first Christmas, we married in November, first Christmas we were in the middle of nowhere in Salzburg in Austria. So for me it was apocalypse, you know. And but we were happy because we built our nest there for 3 years. Then we went to Holland for 10 years. We went to Germany for 10 years. Then we live in France for 25 years. So, you know, you grow with all this and you learn to accept people, to learn in the country. This was our luck, to be in the country, to learn the food, to learn the history, to meet good, beautiful friends, and to live there. And nothing is better than to live in the country.
So it was also probably first time for Peter to live in Salzburg, right?
Yes, of course.
So it's something new you guys started together.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And then we did it with it. You know, we did not look, oh, here is bias different. And we just accept and swallow everything and get rid of that. And then Peter is also in an international family because he has had a mother who is Dutch. Our stepmother is American. My sister-in-law is Italian and German. So you see, we are a little bit of melting pot.
Nice.
So, and I think again, there is tolerance. If you are tolerant of people and of the things you see, you should not always see the bad things, but always only the good things, because at the end, it's also what remains.
You were saying that there is a love and trust between your relationship and care, and I think that's very important as well. I also think it's super important in relationship. But did you feel the same type of love and trust from Peter all the time? Or do you feel that men in general are maybe more stubborn in relationship? Or do you feel like a woman should be always forgiving in relationship? Or
No, I don't think so. But again, Annelle, I was lucky because I never looked for a boy, and I got one that I met in Africa. You see, this is also funny. And I met him, and I met him in March. In September we were engaged, and in November we were married. So you see, not time to live together, not time, and at the time we only wrote letters to us. And therefore, I knew Peter through many letters, and he knew me through many letters. But I don't say one should forgive, but you know, he was busy with his career. I did not have a career yet. So for me, it was that we are together. I should support him, I should understand him, that he can make his path through his life, to his business life. And I think by doing this, we have achieved an equilibre. Because he was busy with the office, with customers, with traveling and all this. And I was doing other things. But I gave him the chance to grow his own way. And there again is tolerance, because you see, when sometimes he was for 3 weeks on trips all around Africa or Middle East or whatever, and I was alone at home without children in a foreign country, not speaking the language at the time, I felt not alone, but I was always busy, looking for museum, walking, going here, making friends, participate, and so forth. And when he came back, he was so happy, and he wanted to stay home, and then eat family food and all this. And me, I wanted to go out, and I want to enjoy life, because for 3 weeks I was waiting. And this is what I mean, making sacrifice.
So who sacrificed that time?
Wait, but these are small things, but because you are young, you want to go dancing and all this, and he was very tired.
Of course.
So and it's why we have always to make one time yes, one time not, say give and take, and I think this is the way it's work. And when he saw all those things, then he has also understand what kind of woman I am, or I will be growing, that I'm not, I want to do this, I want to go there, I want a holiday, I was not a type like that. So he knew I was a pillar for him. I was also a base. He could count on me, he could rely on me. And I think his love has even been more true and more strong. This is what I think. And today, even he has his way to show me his love, and I know he's pure, he's not changing, he's not playing a game or so, because it would be stupid. We are honest to each other. And I think this is also one of the key, to always tell the truth to each other.
It's a very true statement, and I think for someone who found a soulmate, it could be natural. But right now, in the world we live in, I also meet a lot of women who are struggling to meet the soulmate, or maybe they meet someone and they have a lot of doubts, like whether to go to this in, whether or not. Some books recommend to wait as much as you can, live together, and make sure to be 100% sure that this is your partner. But old school, if you look at the old school, like our parents' generation, grandparents' generation, of course, marriage institute was very strong back then. Knowing how world has changed, what do you think a right recipe right now? Does it even exist, the recipe?
Yeah, but you see, it's very difficult. Because I must say, when we were young, I talk of the 70s, we did not ask us questions. Mm-hmm. We left our parents because we have either finished a study or start, or we wanted to get married or whatever. And we wanted to show the family that now we are big, adults, mature, and we're going to ground our own family in the best we could. And was no smartphones, was no competition. When a girl was engaged, men didn't run after them. It was more values, I would say. But today, if I will be 30, maybe I want to be a mother, so I will just work for that, or I want to have a career. But in my time, career or what, we have only take what could come to you. We were not demanding so much, but we were still enough intelligent to know what we want. Mm-hmm. But we have not provoked it. And we were not also exposed to take the plane, go here, come back, go in offices where you meet male, opposite sex of us, or men the same. They did not, and the secretary, for example, was very respected and so forth. But today, it is almost like a market. Mm. You want this, you pick it up, and it is in both genres. Yeah, for everybody. Man, women, you have also different ideas today. If I think of homosexuality and all this, and again, you have to be tolerant. And today, maybe you have a lot of choice. And it is, I think, for a woman of 30 years, or less, much difficult to choose and know what they want, because they have so much choice that they don't know even what to take or what to start with. And I think the same with men, because also women have changed, men have changed, and I think today I would say that a young woman, she should really go through what she really desires, and not be too much influenced by all people around, or even their friends and all this, because friends are not forever, only, and you will find out, the older you get, the more your real friends, you can count them on the fingers of the hand. And this is really true. Because the big difference between career and people who are working with you, people who are sharing responsibilities with you, and then after you have real friends and then family. But families also has changed today because you have many families who are second, third marriage, kids of here, kids of there. And it's why, again, I will say, if you are a young person today, you have to know what you want and you have to go through it and you have to be even more tolerant than I was, because for us, the rules were settled. And today the rules are almost gone.
I think it is very different to what you guys experienced. I think
Absolutely.
It's a lot of things have changed, for good and for the bad as well. I think right now, women or minority, right, they have more voice, more power.
Oui.
But at the same time, we still have that old stereotype that woman has to give birth, or right now, not even birth. You have to give birth, you have to work, you have to be successful, you have to be perfect wife at home. You can be independent, but you should still be expected to be well-rounded, look pretty, have a right weight, so on and so forth. So I think there is a lot of pressure for sure right now on women, in my opinion. It was also back then in your time. And I was wondering, like, I know you don't have kids. Was it your own choice with Peter, or what was the story about it?
So I will come back to the point just before that I think a woman, even in my time, was that, because you asked me the success of my marriage is, and I think it's still today the same thing. Every woman is unique and every woman know the regulation, the rules, what we feel. And I must tell you, to be a success woman is not only making a career, but in your couple is you have to be a good lover, you have to be a good woman, you have to be a sexy person, you have to be talkative, you have to be a diplomat, you have to be sometimes exciting person, you have to be nasty, you have to be gentle, you have to be a cleaning woman, you have to be everything. And it's why I think in every woman is an artist. And we all play when sometimes it's good. We know our ace, our point strong, and we know our weakness. And it is for all the women, maybe for the men the same, but they maybe don't know it always. And I think this is a success, how you can hold your husband, because also in my time, Peter was exposed to shows, to speech, and travel. He has traveled also with people. He could have also go and be attracted by other women, but he knew what he has at home, and he knew what he doesn't want to lose. And this is a point, this is the key of the thing, because he knew with me, if this happened or if I find out, it would have been finished. When I was 25, if it would have happened maybe with 50 or 60, I don't know how I will have react, but this is also how deep is your love. Again, it's forgiveness or not. Now about children, when we got married, I was 21. Of course, my love was so big. My husband has had a good job. So I was not obliged to work. If I have work, and I did work, but it was mainly for my pleasure, for my artistic way. It was not because I must bring a second pay at home. So this is also a big advantage. So I could have grown very free and very, so I wanted children immediately. If you would have asked me at the time, I wanted at least 3 or 4. Of course, change of mind, my mind. And we started we did not even think of when, and we just wanted children. And after 2 years, I find out I cannot be pregnant, even that I take medication, no medication. And so I went to see a specialist who said to me, I don't know if I can mention it in the interview, my fallopies, they were closed. So I've undertaken a 4 hours operation where they have opened them. Then I made 5 years insemination and things like that. And so I was then 30. But we still wanted to have children, and we still have love each other, and we still have live our life and move, but we were busy with that. And I was approaching the 30 years, so the 30s. So I did 2 baby in vitro in Vienna in Austria, and the second time I was pregnant, unfortunately for a few weeks, and then it didn't work. And then the doctor, but my will was that I want to be pregnant. And the doctor, of course, said to me afterwards, the 3 doctors who were quite known at the time, he was step 2 in England, I was in the waiting list, he was in French, the one who was make Amandine, the first baby in vitro, and in Wien was Stetter and Kemeter. And they said to me, look, you want too much a child, so it's too much in your head, so you should just forget about it for a while or so, or work or do something, you know. That's what I did. And then we decided to make adoption parallel. So we've been waiting 3 years with Brazil. We have been waiting with Romanian, because at my time, in the 80s, it was very difficult to adopt, because first of all, it was not popular, like today. And you needed to have a house, so many money in your bank. If you had a second house, what was your income? It was unbelievable. I even went to pass test to put a triangle, a circle, a square to see if I could be enough knowledgeable to educate a child. Where I was, of course, very mad in saying to myself, all this is only business. You know, first of all, the children, they are free, then they could have cost $30,000, then they could have do this, and then you never knew if you have a child which is fine, healthy. They even told me in Romanian, don't do that because the child, they are 2 years or smaller, and we don't know if they are blind, deaf, or if they have a nervous problem. So it was very difficult. In Brazil, I waited 3 years, and then they said to me I wanted to have babies, even brother and sister together. They said to me after 3 years I could have children, but they will be 13 years old, and they will be with problem health, because like that in Europe we have doctors, and and Peter said, we don't want this. We don't want to cry the rest of our life. And we have had also some friends who have had bad experience when they lived in those countries, and unfortunately got children from Syria and and they have had only bad luck and problems and so forth. So Peter said, look, forget about it. It's too difficult. We will see how it's come. So we have forget about the idea. But I was not suffering of that, because I thought I have made everything in my power. Operation, I knew what was wrong, I've made all the thing one should do. If it did not work, this is my karma. I should not change it. I cannot change that. And I don't want to provoke a worse situation. So we have both accepted and make other things in our life with our children. But I was lucky because all my girlfriends have had kids. My brother and sister have had kids. I'm the godmother of so many. And somehow I found, again, a pendant. I was not a mother, but I was a good second mother, you know, because my girlfriend, when they went on holiday or whatever, they were, Daniela, can you take my child for 1 week? Can you, my baby? And I was always prepared to do those things, and I did it with love. And it was fine. And it has satisfied me.
You don't feel any regret of
No. I don't feel any regret, because I must tell you, it has been times where I've had nightmares, where I've dreamed that I was delivering, you know, with 35, 40. It was very, but this is the hormone, this is all the things who work. So which means in my head I did not give up. But I must tell you, with the time, it's become also not so important anymore, because you grow different, your body change, and you have other things. You know, you are rolled with the work, you are rolled with your life, and suddenly you find out, oh my God, I'm 40. Children, it was yesterday, you know. Today it would be complicated if I would have a child now, because maybe I will not have the patience, or, you know, I will be tired. These are the excuses that one says, and it is also true. You have people who are more, I always said, you know, I've passed the bus. I've missed it. So I've missed it, but one will be another bus with other things.
It just amazes me because I know several couples in my circle who've been married for quite a long time, but there was a moment in their life where they wanted to break up, but they will stay only because they have kids. And that's how the difficult moment will pass. That's why what surprises me that Peter and you, 50 years together, having no kids, but you still have this bond. So if you have some advice or suggestion to some women who have trying to get pregnant like you did, but they're failing on their IVI treatment and IVF treatments,
Right.
or there are some couples who actually consciously choose to be child-free as well.
Of course.
Do you have some advice for them? How should they overcome this difficult choice of life, I would say?
You see, Annelle, I don't know, because people are different. So much I love to have been a mother, and I think I can say it, I will have been maybe not a perfect mother, but I will have given a lot of time, a lot of my love, everything to my children. Maybe it would have been also too much, you know, who knows? Maybe I would have had children at the end who said, oh, Mom, you were such a hassle, you know, because to always bother us, do this, do that, work, play piano, go to your sport, that you, and maybe it would have been too much. It's no recipe again, huh? As you know. But you have also women, they want children, also to make, I don't know how you say it in English, to make that it's the roots of you know, further. You birth, and if you have problems, I think sometimes you need help. Somebody will help you, because I think it's also, like you said before at the beginning of the interview, you are born with, it is in your gene to want to make children for further, you know, that one live, you have children and children and children and all this.
Yeah.
Voila, of the generations.
Yeah.
But you also have people who, it can be a drama, it's why they need help. But I think all this is when you are insecure, when you don't love you, because you have to estimate you have to also love you, and find you also capable to have children or to have no children. And I think if you love you enough, accept you enough, you also accept this, because you have to respect you have to love you also, because you also exist. Not only the children and all this, you can love everybody, but you also have to show that you are important to you and then to the others. And children is not the last opportunity or solution, you know. I don't think so. Because you have once said in French, you are not born a mother, you become a mother. You have many women who don't like children. I have many friends at the time who say, oh, children, the whole day you make and you clean, you do this. I mean, you get crazy after 2 years, because you have for the next 2 years to do that. And you have other women who will have 20 and they are feeling good. It's why this is how you are born, how is your genetic. And I think the one who don't have children, they have other things. Life don't stop because you don't have children. And this is what you have to put in your head, or to believe in it. And you love other children around you. I mean, I have all my brother and sister who have children. I'm the godmother, and I got them for holiday for months. And sometimes But I always loved it. Today would be another story because I would maybe not like it so much, so long.
Your neighbors' kids definitely love you, so you're definitely
Exactly.
good
And
with kids.
attract, and funny enough, wherever I go, I always attract kids. I don't know why. I don't even search. But they come to me with a draw, with something. And then, I mean, I love your little son, how he always show me his little heart, you know, and then Vovo. And this is something, it's a souvenir for me. It will be always a souvenir. It will be always, and he is growing. And I cannot tell you if I live in 10 years, if he will be, remember me and all this, but we have had those times. And this is, in my life, what is important.
I think it probably is something within you. I love what you're saying. You need to first love yourself,
Oui.
and probably for that love that you have for yourself, it's so luminous that so that kids feel you. You're like a magnet. They come to you. So this is very beautiful, Daniela. Thank you for sharing. I think when it comes to future, or right now, I know you guys, you and Peter, you're retired, you're just enjoying your life. He's 80 years old, right? And there's also society.
81 this year.
81 this year, right?
And I will become 73.
And you will be 73. So usually people also in our society have a stereotypical thinking where they will say, okay, people who are old, they usually have just to enjoy their life and not to have any plans. Are you this type of couple who like just sit down and like enjoy each other, or do you still make some plans? Do you have some plans?
Oh yes, we have so many plans. And the plans are that, first of all, we moved here in Lisbon. We left France, we sold our house, we came here because we did not have children. This was also a freedom that we could take to sell and then do something else, because we will have had grandchildren, and maybe we could have not done this. And if our children will have had problem in their life situation, divorce or whatever, or bad job or whatever, we will have had to be there to support them. So we could not have done this. So we came freely to Portugal. We bought here this flat in the modern area because we like modernism, settled here. In between, we have buy again something in France because we want to also share France and Portugal. And we have always plans. We have plans still to travel. We go even in town, we walk. We go, last Saturday we were making Grassa, the whole surrounding. And we visit a museum and so forth. We do travel. We want more. Peter still would like to have his boat. But you see, we live from wishes, and we try to make them true. We are only lucky today at our age that we are not sick, badly sick or ill. And we swim with the waves, and we try to not get too much shocks. And just, we are going to plan to move to France, to live here 50%, and we go to Germany. We try to make the best we can.
You're always very active as well. I can always see you. You're very active. You clean your house. Peter can hang the painting himself, and you both are very active.
He has always been very helping. He also emptied the dishwasher and helped me to fold the sheets. You know, this is just great. But this is things we have learned.
Yes.
And what we have learned to each other, he knows what's make me happy, and I know what's make him happy. And I think this is important. And I'm so happy to have a husband who don't tell me, oh no, I stay home because, I'm tired and all. He's also pushing. And sometimes I must tell you, even if you watch TV, right now it is all the international women football games. Sometimes get on my nerves, but on the other hand, I said to myself, this is my diplomatic lie. I always said, it's okay, darling, watch it, no problem. And I go and make my nails or make something or make me a nice face, something. And during the hour, I'm busy doing something for me.
Love yourself, right?
And I think this is, again, give and take. You have to help that he can also do things.
Give
or
space.
Exactly, this is the word. You have to give space, and respect, and still love, because, you know, this is what is left at the end. Love.
In short, what is your secret ingredient of living together for 50 years happy?
Ha. First, you have to be lucky to find the right one.
Okay.
In both ways. And like I said before, love, care. If you love, you are safe. On both sides. Honesty, open, be wide, not small. You know, not front of your nose. Be generous. Voilà, this is a word. I would say be generous, but don't be silly, don't be stupid. Always with intelligence, and listen your heart, and work with your head. Also, it's very important. And I think everyone has a recipe. This is my recipe that I adjust every day, because depending in winter, in summer, in spring, it's always depend. Sunday or Monday, things can change. Bad news. Bad news also can change your temper or whatever. So you have to be tolerant. You have to play. This is good. This is not good. Oh, I let him a piece. Or now I should do it. I mean, this is life. You always have to fight every morning you get up with whatever comes to you at your door. And I think this is the only way. And if you don't like it, just change. Don't hesitate. Change and think what at the end you wanted. It's all what I could say for young women. Don't stay forever in thinking it will change. It will not change. If it's not right from the beginning, it will never be right. Really, it will be always something that you have to fight for it, or and you will be unhappy. Deep, you can show happiness, but deep, it will be, like one said, a puzzle is finished, but it's always miss a little piece. One is missing. So it's all what I could say. Everybody has his recipe. And I wish the world don't change too much. This is very important too.
Thank you so much, Daniela.
Thank you too.
To talk
Yeah,
to you.
for me too.
Thanks.
Thank you.